Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In some of my previous videos, I spoke about a so-called national conscience. And if you do not know what that is, and I hope you do, because if you do, that means you love your country very much. And then you understand that historical events in your countries, your nations, your tribe's history left an imprint on your formation as a culture, traditions, and way of thinking and so on. And I'm going to give you an example. For instance, in Romania, the Romanians have a lot of problems with the Turks' invasions. Well, we still have expressions on, when kids enter the house or in the school and make a lot of noise and yell and, hey, what's going on? The Turks are here. Why? For that reason. So, and the Turks, Romania had a problem with them from what? From 14th century until what? The 20th century? 19th century? Last time there was a problem with Turkey was what? In 1877, when Romania had a war of independence from Turkey with the help of Tsarist Russia. Anyway, with the help of France, France was busy somewhere else, that's why, in Great Britain. And that was a different story. But Russians, after that, they want to take over, but again. So here we go. Why did I start with that? I started with that because I know that Serbia has a national conscience as well. Why? Look at Kosovo. When they talk about Kosovo, what do they mention? Don't they mention those two little wars against the Turks? Remember? I think one they lost and the other one they won. And Kosovo. So they had I can remember. I can't remember. 1370 something, 1319 something, like 90 something. They were close, kind of. So they had, and they lost a lot of people over there. So they have it in the national conscience. And then they had the religion over there, the Serbian Orthodox Church, having monasteries over there. So they have a tradition over there. It's not like, you know what I mean, Johnny come lately, okay, this is my territory because we're three and you're one. Okay? Anyway, so move on from Kosovo now. So the same with Serbia. Serbia was very much affected, I think shocked and affected by the 1999 bombardment coming from the free world that they were aspiring to get friends with, running from Russia. They thought they would run in the arms of the free world. And what happened? That free world showed in their eyes their true colors. And in their eyes, the Serbians' eyes, Kosovo was snatched out of their hearts. But you can't snatch something from your heart. That's why they don't think that Kosovo is gone. They think Kosovo is still there and just taken for a while, borrowed. And then you're going to get it back. Now, when the Serbs got punched for about 70 some days, bombarded by NATO, illegal bombardment, it was not authorized by United Nations, that makes it illegal, unprovoked, because Serbia, or Yugoslavia at that time, it was Montenegro and Serbia, so that's why there's the last two from the Yugoslavia, let's call it Yugoslavia, but Serbia was. They didn't attack any NATO countries. So that's why it was unprovoked. Those guys bombarded them without provoking them. They didn't do anything to them. But it's okay. The Russians attacked Ukraine unprovoked too. So I guess they're the same. So the Serbs did not forget that. Therefore, in their national conscience, they look at this, for instance. Why? Because it seems like these guys, bad as they are, they kind of like did not bombed them 72 days and destroyed civilian infrastructure, killed, civilians, bombarded the Chinese embassy in Belgrade, and did not destroy Milosevic's presidential palace. And then they got Milosevic because they had to arrest him, passed him over to the guy's the free world, and then he died somehow. Anyway, so they turn and say these guys are the only ones that help us now, because the other guys, not because they're necessarily our friends, they're gonna use us. But at least those guys already screwed us at least one time. At least one time. So this is what comes from Reuters. Russia values Serbia's balanced foreign policy, end quote, avoiding sanctions. Putin tells Vucic, president of the Russian Federation. Putin tells the president of the Republic of Serbia, I think that's how you call it, Alexander Vucic. But hey, Putin, a thug, tells another thug, Vucic. This is it's like Biden told Macron. You rarely see that, but anyway, move on. February 14, 2023, Belgrade. Russia highly appreciates Serbia's balanced foreign policy, end quote, and backs its effort to protect its territorial integrity, like the Americans too, in its standoff with Kosovo. President Vladimir Putin said in a letter to his Serbian counterpart. Okay, Russia is Serbia's main ally in its opposition to the 15-year-old independence of its ex-province Kosovo. All this was very, very well thought before it was typed down, I guarantee you. And Belgrade had refused to apply European Union sanctions imposed on Moscow over its invasion. Hey, unprovoked, they forgot here, they are slackers. Unprovoked, I'm completing for them. Invasion of Ukraine despite its EU membership ambition. Belgrade has long performed a delicate balancing act between its EU aspirations and partnership with NATO on one hand and its centuries-old ethnic and religious kinship with Russia. Well, it seems like others don't appreciate that, like, let's say, Ukraine. Anyway, but Russians just invade them and bad dudes, I mean, unprovoked and all that. Anyway, but as EU-Russia tension escalate, Western calls for Belgrade to join sanctions against Moscow and align its foreign policy with Brussels are getting louder. And these guys are saying, thanks, but no thanks. I don't like you. Now, Serbia, and I'm quoting, Serbia is an important and reliable partner of Russia, end quote, Putin told President Alexander Vucic in a letter which congratulated Serbia on the occasion of its statehood day on Wednesday and was released to media by the Serbian presidency. And I'm quoting, we highly appreciate the balanced foreign policy course Belgrade is implementing in complicated international environment. We support your efforts to protect your territorial integrity and resolve the Kosovo issue, end quote. You know what that is? Yes. And I'm quoting again, I am convinced that the further development of the Russian-Serbian strategic partnership reflects the best interest of our brotherly nations, end quote. Serbia continues to support the refusal of 50,000 ethnic Serbs in North Kosovo to recognize the country's independence, whose 15th anniversary falls on Friday 25 years after Kosovo's Albanian uprising against repressive Serbian rule. That's how the story goes, so you have to learn it that way. Somehow I know more than that. That's part of it. It's more than that. I would like to know who was behind this. The word is uprising. Anybody? Anybody? And if it was anybody behind that, that means that was a traitorous uprising. Because any help from an outside entity, a country that helps someone from inside to break out or break through or divide a country, that is treason. Treason is punished by a little vacation to Tahiti forever. Prime Minister Ana Brnabić has said Belgrade's refusal to apply sanctions on its ally Russia remains the main obstacle, okay, so we know who she is, to a speedier EU accession bid, describing the demand as a condition above all conditions set by the bloc. Although it has repeatedly condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine in the United Nations and other international forums, Serbia has been criticized by Brussels for not formally introducing sanctions against Moscow. So yes, the word here, the key word is this. Right here. Balanced. So they knew so far how to maneuver through this bullshit around them, which are big countries with big egos, big powers that could squash or create big problems for Serbia. Legal problems, economic problems, political problems, and military problems. They already created one in Kosovo. So if you want to still have a state, I'm talking for real, a state like your state right now, I'm not talking about state like Ukraine, where you have 4 guys over there, 4 Ukrainians over there that are taking care of the Ukrainian nation, pushing it to fight a war for, yeah, thank you, send the check, okay, for someone else, okay, and for themselves, because it's not hard over there. If tomorrow you tell the Poles, if you tell tomorrow the Poles that the Hungarians somehow they attacked you, all the Poles will pick up arms and go to fight Ukrainians, Hungarians, or Ukrainians. If you tell again the Hungarians that the Poles attack them or the Romanians attack them, they will all pick up arms and do the same. If you tell Romanians that, I don't know, Hungarians attack them, or they will all pick up arms and go and fight the Hungarians. That's how it is. Not like here, where, honey, do we have beer in the refrigerator? Electricity? We got the games on the TV? All right, baby dog. Screw them, let them fight. You fight. I pay taxes, okay? Don't bother me. I'm watching The View right now, okay? Give me the Bush Light, or maybe give me the Bud Light. That's what it is. So, yeah, they have a national conscience, and these guys wonder why Serbia is reluctant to hold hands with them and sing the national anthem of the European Union, right? Isn't that Ode of Joy by Beethoven? I think it is. Anyway, so here you have it. Unless you get rid, these weasels, get rid of Vucic and some Serbians. I'm talking Serbians, I'm not talking about Zelenskis or Romanians or whatever. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Serbians, real Serbians. They will not do anything with Serbia. Serbia will still be there. Remember, Serbia, when Germany said, hey, come on our side, what did Serbia do in the Second World War? What they do? They fought the Germans even knowing that the Germans will flatten them. That's exactly what happened. They fought like crazy. The Germans eventually, the Wehrmacht, came over. They got in the partisans. You got Tito, who was a Croatian. He was not a Serb. And he was the president of Yugoslavia after that for what? From the 1950 until what? 1979, 78, 82, 80, something, that area. Because I know when I was a kid, I think it was 70, 78, 79, and I know I saw on the TV the funeral. At school, I think it was. Maybe? Yeah, definitely. No, I don't remember. Something like that. I knew I saw that, and I saw Brezhnev as well. We had to. And so we had to, because that's how the free communists were teaching us. So yeah, you want communists, go ahead. You have to watch, as a kid, the funerals of... Not talking about Tito, I'm talking about Brezhnev. Okay? And anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Go Serbia. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.